Hey, I want to talk about the body and frame it a little differently than we usually talk about it. So in the Western world, the normal the scheme of things is to look at ourselves as either skinny, muscular, athlete, and in those categories. But I would like you to consider that the body is so much more than that. Those labels are not actually something of the body. They're more of the mind, they're of the ego, and that sort of stuff. And those two, the head and the body, are always competing for attention. And in the Western world, we just tend to forget about this bottom part that does most of the living and focus on this guy, focusing on getting success, focusing on like feeling good in the worldly way, not in the bodily way. So what does that actually mean, to focus on the body and not on the head? Well, it just means to be present to what's happening in it and observe it and figure out why that's happening and try to work on it. So whatever you do that you think is associated with some kind of incapability in your head is usually really a lack of skill in your body. So let's say you're learning something, right? It's learning how to play guitar. It's all motor skills, and as much as you're learning it in your head, it's really, you want to get to the state where you're not thinking about it at all. You're just playing the music and it just happens. You don't have to ever stop and wonder where you need to go next. It's just in your muscle memory and you're doing it. And same for more worldly things, let's say if you see someone you want to talk to, whether it's an important person or a girl, or for girls a guy, and what happens? Well, your body freezes, right? And you think it's all in my head. I'm shy, or you see shy being a head word, but really your body is just not used to that kind of interaction. So it freezes because it thinks there is some stress involved, and if it goes in, it's gonna have to deal with negative emotions. It's gonna have to deal with negative consequences. So the way to really be happy and not deal with that, not be shy, is to decondition the body from thinking that stuff is stressful. The same way you decondition your hands from not moving in a particular way when you play guitar, the same way you can decondition anything. And everything and anything we did in life is in some way conditioned in our body. So when you look at people, oftentimes they tend to have some sort of a mask, and not only on the face but also in their whole body. So they think that they can hide some experience or their state of mind, but really when you really look at people and deep dive them, they can't, because it's all obvious. It's all hidden in the body. The body tenses in ways to prevent itself from further and future stress, and it's all in here. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of stories of like someone having a hidden tension in the shoulder because someone punched them some time ago, and it all sounds kind of woo, but when you get a few reference experiences or a few friends or a few people who actually benefited from that, you start to realize, hell, this is actually legit. Like, the body actually does have all of this stuff that people are talking about. So if you want to free your mind and actually like do whatever you want to do, you kind of have to work on the body first, and then the mind will follow. Because once the body is happy, it wants to help you to do whatever you want to do, because it's just thinking like, well, shit, this is great. If whatever you want to do is working for me, I can help you. But if you focus on the mind first and you just ignore this bottom part, which is really what we are, the body, not the mind, then everything is a struggle, and you can push yourself a little bit, but eventually you crash. So respect your body and good things will start to happen. Cheers.